Once upon a time, there was a boy named Toby who dreamed of being invisible. Not because he was shy or wanted to hide from others. No, Toby had much funnier plans in mind. Toby was a witty little guy with a strong penchant for playing pranks. He had a preference for surprising his friends and fooling the teachers at his school. But he thought to himself, how much easier and funnier it would be if he were just invisible. Being invisible for just one day. That wasn't too much to ask, he thought. One night, as Toby slept deeply, he had an extraordinary dream. A powerful magician in sparkling robes emerged from the shadows and whispered mysterious words to him. Invisibilis Tobis Maximus. These words sounded like the spell for invisibility. Toby awoke with a start, feeling the words echoing in his mind. He knew he had experienced something incredible, although he soon realized it was only a dream. He tried to go back to sleep, but the dream of the mysterious magician and the enticing words wouldn't let him go. With an excited heart, he got out of his warm bed and made his way in the dark to his desk. There, he sat in front of his bookshelf and began to repeat the magic words he had heard in his dream. Invisibilis Tobis Maximus. To his disappointment, nothing happened. Toby sighed in frustration and tried again, this time with a different tone and a more emphatic emphasis. Still no change. Toby scratched his head and pondered what he might have done wrong. Perhaps he was missing something important. He decided to try again, this time with a hint of conviction and a sprinkle of humour. Invisibilis Tobis Maximus, he exclaimed with a wide grin. And suddenly, he felt a strange tingling in the air around him. Amazed, he watched as his hand slowly disappeared before his eyes. A triumphant smile spread across his face as he realized that the spell was finally working. The next morning, Toby awoke with a wide grin on his face. He couldn't wait to play his invisible pranks, but he hadn't expected how funny it would be to actually be invisible. As Toby tiptoed through his family's house to surprise his parents, he tripped over his own invisible leg and fell. His parents heard the noise and rushed over, concerned to see what had happened, but all they saw was an empty room, leaving them completely bewildered. Toby chuckled quietly to himself and decided to go to school to cause a little chaos. But when he tried to open the door, he bumped into it and fell backward. The door swung open as if by magic, and Toby lay laughing on the floor. Eventually, he sneaked into the school and began playing pranks that astonished the other students. But each prank was accompanied by inexplicable events that left people in awe. Books flew through the air, chalkboards wrote on their own, and objects disappeared without a trace. At the end of the day, as the invisibility spell slowly wore off and Toby became visible again, he was celebrated by all for the funniest pranks the school had ever seen. And as he rejoiced in his successful adventure, he vowed that he might better pay attention to what he wished for, especially when it came to magic spells. What superpower do you wish for, and what would you do with it? Write it in the comments.
If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can look forward to new stories every week.